name's Tayte Mitchell, and I'm the artistic director of Ammolite Opera. And Ammolite Opera, for me, came out of a need for providing more opportunities for Canadian singers, especially Western Canadian singers. You know, I grew up in Vulcan, just south of Calgary, so there wasn't a lot of opportunities, especially in the operatic genre. So it made sense for me upon completion of post-secondary and young artist programs to try and create something here. I think there's a lot of possibility in Calgary, and I think audiences are very, very curious, and I think they're ready for something incredible, and I think Ammolite can deliver that. I'm going to introduce you the incredible, our music director, Maria Fuller, and the extravagant Andrea Hill.
Yes, I'm really fond of singing and piano and music.
Nice. And does it help getting to see shows like this?
Yeah, it helps a lot. Like, I get a few tips, and it's really nice to see music. Like, I love operas, and yeah.
And are you liking the show so far? Is Andrea doing a good job?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I loved it. It's really good.
Okay, thanks so much. I'll let you get back in there.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you to the Calgary Public Library for giving us the space to express ourselves. And we hope you enjoy getting a glimpse of not only singers, but all the aspects of what makes up opera. There's so many different levels. You have obviously a harp over here, a pianist, a percussionist, and we want to celebrate every element today.
I could have danced all night. I could have danced all night. And still have begged for more.
We put all the singers in our cast and some of our orchestra members who were willing to rip some tunes in the Patricia A. Whalen Performance Hall. And it was just open air, it was totally free. It's like if you happen to be in the library, you would hear music.
The next number that we're going to do, and you guys can get ready, features the band. So there are 13 members in our little orchestra that I got to hand pick from this community. And I'm from a 2,000-acre grain farm in Saskatchewan, although I'm working in Poland next year. So it's quite far away, but I'm getting to know this community, and I love the city. I conduct all over Canada, and this is my favorite city, by far. I love it so much.
There are so few opportunities to see opera live, not just in Ontario, but in Western Canada. And so to be a part of this, it's such a great honor. And I'm so grateful to the two of them to say that this is going to be a Western Canadian identity. This is going to be something that not only takes place here, but takes pride in taking place here.
I think there's always the moment leading up to the show of so many things have to happen. It's just kind of mind-boggling what Tayte and Maria have been able to create. But you always kind of get to that point and you think, oh my God, how is this all gonna happen? But then you have an amazing team behind you, so you're like, of course it's gonna happen. But you're sort of in that moment, you just have to keep pushing and cross that edge.
Our opera premieres, it's a Canadian premiere. It's never been done in Canada, but it's been done all over the United States and Europe. And the librettist, the playwright or the script writer for the show, is from Grande Prairie. So it is not only the Canadian premiere, it is the Albertan premiere.
I got to work with Royce last year doing Banff Opera. I was workshopping one of his new operas, and he had mentioned to me in passing that he was like, Mish, you need to find someone who will pay you to sing Miles. And that was going on through my head. And then all of a sudden when Tayte hit me up and he was like, do you want to sing Miles? I was like, oh, this is the universe telling me something.
Hi, I'm Adam. My last name's Brew. I'm Adam Brousseau. I'm from Calgary. Forgot how to say my name.
Well, I had two friends come to the dress rehearsal who are not opera buffs, not musical theater buffs, but, they like what they like. And they said, oh, this is what I want to see. And that's not a comment I hear often from an opera performance. At the end, they're like, oh, yeah, that was great.
Part of Tayte and Maria's goal is to make opera that's interesting not only for opera lovers, but also theater goers, or maybe someone who doesn't have any interest in theater and is just trying something new.
Judgmental, sort of categorized good, bad, whatever, one way or another. People are just like, I felt that. I forgot I was watching something. I forgot you were singing. I heard that a few times, and I'm just like, oh, that's exactly right.
They were sort of like, oh, so that's what happens at the end, right? And I was like, wow, I didn't even think of it that way. It was making me rethink the storyline.
Maria is just such a safeguard that even if we mess up, we know that she's got our backs, and we know exactly how she's gonna save us.
But Maria is there to support us. It's like a different experience entirely when the music director and the conductor wants to see you win.
A special round of applause for our amazing music director, Maria. Thank you.
Most operas that I work on are comedies or more romance, and horror operas are very unique because they're not as performed often, and you have to do it really well, or else it just flops. Love just playing the energy of the audience. Some performances, the audiences will gasp or they'll cover their mouths, and you can't not just just feeling that connection with the audience. You can't not just revel in it, even go out of character for a hot second just to be yes, the audience gets it.
I could tell everybody every day that opera is amazing and it's the best thing since sliced bread and geniuses and masters and all that jazz. But people are moved when they actually see it. So we just put it in front of people. So we want to do and talk less about it.
Opera in general is a little bit stagnant and kind of relies on past successes as opposed to promoting a new future. And I think Ammolite is really on the right side of that. It's promoting works that are going to be able to be done in houses that suit a new audience. So they're not necessarily as big. They're not trying to only speak to social issues from 300 years ago.
The fact that they're bold enough to try doing this in the current market of the opera industry. Right now, a lot of companies are playing things very safe and reliable, just trying to sustain themselves during a changing time, figuring out how modern audiences want to respond to opera. And Tayte and Maria have said, screw that, we're doing what we think is cool and what will bring audiences. And I think it's really paid off.
Of course, I'm going to say yes. And I get to do it here at home, where that's a part of me that feels so torn, is I love being back home, but there's just not the opportunities to make a consistent living here, especially in the type of music, contemporary music that I love doing. So it's all this is just the culmination of every dream, for me.
The house of sod, the acres of grain, 5 years of harvest, window of glass. The house of sod, acres of grain, 5 years of harvest, window of glass.
I have been very fortunate with the work that I've had, and I'm not meaning to speak ill of any of it, but often with performance work I've done, it's very much show up, do what they tell you, go home. And here it is show up, add to what is happening, make it better, and listen to other people around you to further enhance what you're doing, and then hopefully let people walk away with something that's really exciting.
You take the wind away.
You can't not listen to an opera singer. It surrounds you. If it's done right and it sort of permeates you in a way, and if it's done with real sort of like thought and meaning and like that specific processing that occurs when you're producing sort of glorious sound, it can be something completely different. It just like, you're swallowed up in it. So that I love that part of this. That's what it should be. This is what opera should be like. Not tinned, not far away, not in the distance.